beginning tonight with more on the violent arrest of a Salinas man last week that witnesses claim was trying to kill his mother.
The arrest was caught on video, and today, leading up to more investigation and allegations of civil rights violations.
We have live team coverage on a news conference that was held today by Salinas Police.
Let's start with Action News reporter Felix Cortez. Felix?
Well, Aaron, Dan, at a news conference today, the police chief says he has launched a criminal investigation against those officers involved in last Friday's arrest of Jose Velasco, and it comes the same day that a high-profile civil rights attorney has agreed to take on Velasco's case.
Decided that in order to enhance public confidence in the process.
At a news conference Thursday morning, Salinas police chief said he has called on prosecutors to review Friday's violent arrest of Jose Velasco to determine whether any of the 5 officers, some of them seen hitting Velasco repeatedly with batons, committed any crime.
I believe Salinas police officers could conduct that investigation, but again, understanding the trust issues, I think it's more important and legitimate in the eyes of the public that we give it to an independent body, and that's why I requested the local district attorney to conduct the investigation.
The chief also announced that one of his officers, the last to arrive, who is seen beating Velasco with his baton while Velasco is on the ground, has been taken off patrol and is now on desk duty. The chief wouldn't release any names of those involved. When asked if Friday's arrest warranted a federal investigation, the chief said he didn't believe so.
If the federal government chooses to open an investigation, that is their right and their option. I don't believe that it's necessary.
Of course, he has that view. I have the view that there are federal civil rights violations.
High-profile civil rights attorney John Burris, speaking shortly after the chief's news conference, said he is now representing the Velasco family and accuses police of using excessive force.
The chief may be talking about apples, but I'm definitely talking about oranges. And so there's a different perspective. I'm real clear about what I see on the video.
That video has gone viral, but the chief says there's more to it that viewers need to understand. 911 callers said Velasco was jumping on cars, doing push-ups in the middle of North Main Street and throwing his mother into oncoming traffic. Velasco was high on meth, resisting arrest, and took an officer's taser. When tasers had no effect on Velasco, police hit him into submission with their batons.
None of that justified the level of force that was used. There were a number of strikes to his body, to his head with batons. It does not appear that he was fighting the police, and if he was having any reaction, it was probably defensive reaction as a consequence of being beaten by the police.
Now, much has been made of Velasco's mental condition. Today, the police chief confirming that Velasco suffers from some psychotic disorder. In fact, police made contact with Velasco back in April. At that time, it was a non-violent contact. They made contact with him after Velasco was complaining that people were trying to kill him. And in fact, police actually helped him to the hospital so he could get some treatment and medication. But what makes Friday's incident different is that Velasco was acting violently, and the police chief said public safety was priority number 1, so force had to be used. Attorney John Burroughs said the city will be served with a lawsuit, but he gave no indication as to when that might be filed. Aaron, Dan.
All right, thank you very much, Felix.
Thank you. Also, during today's press conference, the 911 calls, the many 911 calls before Velasco's arrest, they were released.
Action News reporter Lauren Sieber continues our live team coverage. She's in our Salinas newsroom.
Yeah, Dan and Aaron, in that press conference with Chief Kelly McMillan, he released the 15 911 calls from last Friday. One of those calls, the one everyone's been waiting to hear, is from Velasco's mother, Rita Acosta.
For the first time since this incident, we're hearing the 911 calls from before and after police respond to arrest Jose Velasco last Friday. In a press conference led by Salinas Police Chief Kelly McMillan today, 15 different calls are played.
911. Yes, that's the guy on the corner of Burnell and North Main, running through traffic and jumping on top of cars. There's a woman who just approached him. She's hugging him. No, they're hugging right now, actually. Oh my gosh. No, he threw her down. He's throwing her into traffic.
The next call comes from that woman, Velasco's mother, Rita Acosta.
My son is, something's wrong with him, and he's running between the cars right here on Main Street, right next to the Sherwood Gardens. Please, have an officer go. Oh, look right now, right next to Sherwood Gardens.
Okay, what's your problem?
He's running to the middle of the street. Stop that! Stop that! What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
This goes on for another several seconds, and then you hear police officers arrive on scene.
Get up! Get up! Hello? Get up!
Now, the other 12 calls are very similar to the first two, and if you'd like to listen to them in their entirety, you can find them on our website, ksbw.com.
All right, thank you very much.